Alright, so if you've been following the Slayer project, you know that I've been having a problem with this Taxol receiver. So let's first take the problem I've been having with the receiver off the table and talk about so far my experience with their customer service. So I messaged them on Instagram. I finally got a message back on Instagram telling me to get a hold of their customer service. I don't know why they didn't just have the customer service jump on Instagram and help me right then. So that was this morning, probably like 7 o'clock. I've been calling their company consistently throughout the day, and I just keep getting voice messages, and I'm leaving messages. I sent emails. Finally at 4:30 they called, and I missed the call. And what happens? Instead of, oh, you're having a problem, you know, let's get this resolved. Instead, they fire up the excuse machine and tell me I'm not having a problem. That's how the product is designed. So, what exact problem am I having? This is a Ruger 1022. It's the exact same design as the Slayer project. This is a hot magazine. There's ammo in there, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful, but this is how it's supposed to function. You pull the bolt back, you let the bolt go, shell goes in the chamber, the bolt goes back, it kicks out the shell, you let the bolt go, shell goes in the chamber, pull it back, kicks out the shell, repeat. Except for that one. That one hung up. But I kicked it out now. So with the same magazine, same ammunition, what happens with this rifle? Pull the bolt back, shell goes in the chamber, pull it to the rear, and it malfunctions. There we go, that one came out. Pull the bolt back, shell goes in the chamber, pull it back, malfunction. And I can do this through the whole magazine. So what's happening is this bolt or extractor is out of spec. And I can tell just by looking at it, like it's so far out of spec I can visibly see it. Now there is a balance because you don't want to hold it too tight. Otherwise you can get out of battery detonation because the extractor hits it and there's so much pressure that it sets off the rimfire round. So there is a balance. It has to barely hold it, but it still needs to hold it long enough to hit the extractor. On a Ruger 1022, this is actually the extractor right there. That's one of the reasons why they run so reliably, because if it starts having problems, you just pop in a new magazine. It's done. Now, say for example, you don't have a magazine in there, there's another extractor right here on the trigger guard. Probably can't see it, I'll get some pictures. Anyway, it's got to hold it to that point, and it's got to have a firm grasp on it. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to get stovepipes, or if you go to extract a live round, it's going to stay inside the barrel, or it's just going to drop on top of the magazine. The extractor, to the whiteboard of knowledge, needs to be no higher than the very top of the bolt carrier. If it's higher than that, it's not going to hold the shell because the shell can just slide out and it falls off. Mine, this is your extractor right there, looks something like this. Like there's a visible gap between the extractor and the bolt carrier. Because a rimfire has the rim on there, the rim can just come up to there and the shell falls off. Now on the Ruger 1022 that does work. The extractor comes just right to the top. And as soon as that starts having malfunctions, like a whole bunch of stovepipes and stuff like that, I know that, okay, my extractor wore out. Because there isn't a whole lot of meat there. There's meat there, but not a whole lot. Let me pop around in the chamber real quick. Alright, got a round in the chamber. See how it kicks it out? Now let's do the same thing with the Taxol. Tactical Solutions 1022. Round right here in the chamber. Drop it in. It's not going to extract it no matter how hard I try. Gotta tip it up, shake it, and get that cartridge out of there. So his voice message back to me says this.
Hi Matt, this is Kevin from Tactical Solutions. I got your messages about the bolts in the receiver and it not live extracting. Our receiver is actually not designed to do that. No rimfire is designed to live extract. Some of them do, but they are not designed to. It's actually really dangerous and can cause out of batteries very, very, very easily if they are live extracting because the extractor being really tight. It's not designed to be really tight. If you have any other questions or if you want to chat about that, my phone number.
So basically, he's trying to say that no, the part doesn't have a problem, that's how it's designed, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and having it so it extracts a live round is dangerous. You're telling me having a firearm that if the muzzle was happened to be pointed at the ground, or it's cold outside, or there's carbon inside my barrel, it's going to leave the cartridge in the chamber so some kid can be talking to his friend, pull out the magazine, rack it, think that the round's out, and he's still got a hot firearm, and then somebody gets shot and dies? No, that's stupid. You needed to extract these cartridges. Yes, right now this runs relatively okay, but it's a completely clean firearm. It's hot outside. It's going to run okay. As soon as it gets cold or this develops carbon, there'd be no point in having a 25-round magazine because I'd struggle to shoot 5 rounds in a row. And the fact I can't pull the casing out, because it's not just hot rounds that it won't pull out. If I get a casing that gets stuck in there or something like that, I can't pull it out. It's going to run like 5 rounds in a row because this is a blowback system. What happens, you got your barrel, you got your projectile, you got your bolt with your casing on it. It explodes. This happens. The bolt requires more energy than the bullet to move down the barrel. But once the bullet's gone, then it creates thrust, pushing the casing and the bolt back. And in the summer, yes, the casing will stay on the carrier and it'll ride it all the way to the rear and hit the ejector. But in the winter time, or if this is a little bit dirty and it just don't quite have enough oomph, what's going to happen is it'll kick the bolt back, the bolt will go to the rear, the casing will separate, it'll just land on top of the magazine, then the bolt will come forward and it's going to jam it up. And it just pisses me off because this is a Gucci part. I spent a shit ton of money on this and it's visibly out of spec. I can look at it and be like, that's not in spec. As you notice, I even said it wasn't even in spec in the very first video I shot. I'm like, oh, well that's not going to work. Sure shit, it don't work. The extractor looks kind of high on this. I'm hoping this doesn't cause malfunctions. If I have a lot of problems to extract, I'm going to have to call them up and have this extractor changed. Normally you want to cut really low so it holds the shell and it pulls it out of the barrel. Will it be an issue? I don't know. We got to test it out first. So I paid extra money to have shit that's broken. I could have just bought a cheap-ass Ruger receiver and built on there and then it would do this. Well, if I don't have... Get off of there. Oh, look, it's working. It's amazing. And it costs like 1/3 of the cost of that one, and this one actually works. Ugh, just irritating. Like, I've had such poor luck with bougie companies lately. So, the lesson right now is, let's see how they resolve this, but I would avoid buying their products for now because 1, their customer service is shit. 2, they're impossible to get a hold of. 3, it's malfunctioning and he said that's normal. He said it's normal. Like, that's what their parts are supposed to do, is malfunction. Now I think honestly my best option is to see if this is the same specifications as a Ruger actual 1022 bolt carrier, and then either try buying an extractor and replacing this one with hopefully one that's in spec, or like trying to shim this up somehow, or putting in a whole brand new Ruger 1022 bolt carrier. Like this one right here. I mean, they look pretty similar. I might be able to. I'm just worried about the recoil spring because this has a dual recoil spring and this has a single. So I don't know if I can just swap them out. Hopefully I can, but I'm just pissed because now I'm fixing other people's problems. That should not be mine to fix. It's brand new. It's malfunctioning right out of the box. Why are they not taking care of me? Anyway, sorry for this rant video. This video is basically for the customer service guy because I'm going to email it to him with it like an emoji middle finger. Like, dude, it's broken. It's clearly broken. I probably do have a learning disability, but in this particular case, I know what I'm talking about. I want my part fixed because I spent a lot of money to get your upgraded part and it's broken. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.